Hello everyone and welcome to my coffee table. My other project table is currently full of stuff. It has like another project on there and I'm reorganizing my closet, so that was probably too much information that you didn't need to know for this video. Anyways, welcome back to another video here. I am Benjamin and I am your host here at the Benjamin Krudwig Fiber Arts and Design channel. I do lots of different textile arts. That's what I do here. You might have been following along with my previous project, which was the, actually this right here, the rag rug jacket. And then I just recently posted another weaving content of the making of a hand-woven scarf. So check those out. Today I'm doing something a little bit quicker, a little bit more sewing adjacent than anything else. But what I'm going to do is I am going to be doing a one-day sewing project that is a no machine sew job. I'm going to be doing it all by hand. It's going to be really, really simple. So some background here. Last winter, I went to Denver to go home, visit for the holidays, and I was in one of those situations where the planes were delayed and just stuff was really messed up. So I flew United, and they were kind enough to hand out free blankets. I happened to get 2 of them, this one, and I still haven't unwrapped this one. And I figure they just dispose of these afterwards. So I took them and I'm going to make a project out of it. So I'm gonna make a tunic style top. It's going to be not quite a tank top, but it's not quite a short sleeve either. These are really weird dimensions. They're really, really skinny, but really long. I would say probably about 5.5 feet long by probably, I'm guessing less than 3 feet or about 3 feet wide. So very, very odd dimensions. However, they are finished woven blankets. I think it's a 2-2 twill. So it has a nice drape. I do like the color. It's pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew them together in the long ways rectangle. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap in the front for like a scoop neckline. And then I'm going to, so it's not a dress. I don't want a dress. I am going to make some rope and pass it through there's some hems, some sewn hems that have created a small pocket. So I'm going to use that as like a little channel for my ropes. And what I'm going to do is cinch it so that the sides come up and it's more of a long tunic rather than a dress, because that's not my gender identity. So I had an idea of either using this kind of charcoal gray tencel or this gold tencel. And I think the tencel, the gold, it's a nice fit as far as contrast goes. I do think that the gray is perhaps a little bit more elegant. However, I did think, like, just as I sat down to start making this video, it might be cool to embroider some stars on this afterwards. So I might go with the gold then, because I think the gold stars with a gold rope trim would really look nice. And frankly, I don't mind if this looks like I put some theater drapes on. It's kind of the goal. I want a really nice swaggy, drapey, tunic style top. So I'm gonna stop yammering and I'm gonna go ahead and get going on this project. So I'm gonna first sew up the neckline and I'm gonna sew up the sides up to where I want them to go for the arm size sides. And then I will make the rope, put the rope on, and maybe even do some of the embroidering, and we'll see how far I get on this. I'm going to, like, no matter how far I get on the embroidery, I am going to post the video just because I want to do a one-day thing, and the stars can just continue to get added if I want. So I'm going to go ahead and see you in some time lapses as I work on this. So see you soon. Hello, I'm down here. So I just finished the shoulders and neckline, which all I did was use a very, very small blanket stitch. So you can see very, 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 very small blanket stitch, just a couple of millimeters. Yeah, so I did that all along the top. This is the back side here. And I had excess fabric because I did a scoop in the front. So I had excess fabric in the back that I just folded in towards the center, almost like a vent. So I had Beans, baby. She is currently, can you see her? Yeah, okay, goodbye. So now I'm going to do the sides. So I measured 11 inches for my arm side. It's a really nice roomy armhole. So what I'm going to do is right here is the bottom of my armhole, and I'm going to ladder stitch all the way up, or like a, I guess, herringbone stitch all the way up, trying not to go too far into here, which is the hem or the casing. And I'm going to do my best to keep it pretty wide open so when I make the ropes will fit seamlessly into here. I haven't decided whether or not I want the ropes to come all the way up here, and then I'll just secure them with a knot here. That way the armhole doesn't change, but then I can scrunch up everything else on the sides. I think that's what I'm going to do, but I need to get the sides sewn first, the ropes made second, and then I can go ahead and do all of that. Add a little bit of stars. I don't know. I might add a few and then decide whether or not I want more. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sides sewn together, and I will see you in the next clip after I am done. All right, so I've decided actually, while the ladder stitch is kind of fun, or the chevron stitch is kind of fun, the way that it's working in this fabric, it's not making it super apparent, which is really the only reason to do it. So I decided to try a couple of blanket stitches, realized that that's not really necessary for this side. So I'm just gonna do a traditional hand stitch. So going through and going around. What this is going to do is I'm getting really close stitches for this part to make it a nice strong seam. So I'm just going really shallow into this edge here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm not gonna make you watch this in a time lapse, but I'll bring you back when I'm ready to make the ropes. Hello. Welcome back. I have finished stitching up the two rectangles. Again, I did a blanket stitch along the back and along the sides. So my arms have an 11-inch arm side, and the neckline, it's a nice tight back neckline and then kind of a scoop in the front. And then it's just really, really long. So right now, whew, man, there's an echo. It's way too long. It's more of a dress or a muumuu. And frankly, I don't want that. So I'm going to cinch up. So the bottom hem rests near my hips. And then I actually didn't stitch all the way down the sides. I left a little bit of a gap open here. So the funny thing is, one panel was a couple of inches longer than the other. And so I put that one in the back. So it'll be a little bit longer in the back than in the front. But there's a slit here. That way, if I have it up near my hips, I still have movement, but it still looks long. So what I'm going to do now is make 4 ropes. And where they're gonna go is from the shoulders all the way down to the hems. And I'll use those in the channels to cinch up. I'm going to put stitches on the shoulder and on the armpit, and then down where the gap is on here. So that'll keep everything in place. It won't be adjustable anymore, but it'll keep everything in place. I am gonna go with the gold after stitching it in gold. I think the color combination is fabulous. I think I'm gonna do some embroidery. Right now I'm thinking of doing some along the neckline, and then I might end up doing more like as stars and stuff on the actual body, depending on if I like it or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the rope. What I have here is the Shack Spindle Company Incredible Rope Machine. And how I have this set up, so this is the end of my table. I did end up having to clear this off after all. And then over here, you can't see it off camera, there's another wooden piece that looks like a V. There's a little bit of a specific way to wind your yarn around the peg and the hooks here that will make it create rope when you're done. I'm not going to go over that because Shack actually has a really great YouTube tutorial or video tutorial on their YouTube, and I'll try to link it down below on how to use the Incredible Rope Machine. But I freaking love this. You can take any yarn that you own and turn it into decorative rope. So I'm going to do that with the gold, and I think I'm going to make probably 1/2 centimeter thickness rope. I believe that's what I'm going to do. That way it's bulky enough that it will actually hold a shape, and I want to put the tassels on the top. I want it to look really bold. So I'm going to go ahead and get working on that, and I'll do that in a time lapse so you don't have to be bothered by anything that I'm working on. Alrighty, so I have made all 4 of the ropes. I love how this tencel looks when it's all like twisted and turned into a rope. It has a really lovely sheen. So what I've done with one of them is I have put a large safety pin on the end of it, and I'm going to use the casings that already came on the blanket to sew up each side. So there will be 1 rope per casing. There's a total of 4 casings on here. One of them has like some stitches that are really messed up, so I'm gonna have to like go in and snip them to make that one work. But all I'm gonna do is insert the safety pin in and guide it up through the casing, like so. So I'm scrunching up one side and then letting the fabric out on the other side. And I'm just gonna keep going up, slowly but surely, until I reach the shoulder.
awesome. So here I am up at the top, and what I'm actually gonna do is use the same safety pin. First, I'm gonna let a good couple of inches, maybe 3, 4 inches out of that top part of the casing. And now I'm gonna safety pin it in place. That way this doesn't move. So you can already see how it's starting to bunch up on the sides. I'm gonna do that more evenly once I figure out what height this needs to be at. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 3 casings, and I'll be back to tell you what I'm gonna do next. It's done! Look at this. So this turned out way better than I expected. However, it did end up a little shorter than I expected. I expected it to be about here, but with the front slouch, it pulled in the fabric just a little bit. But this is 2 rectangles, 2 United Airlines, let's see, United Airlines blankets that I turned into a cool top. It's got some streetwear vibes, like you're from ancient Greece, but make it navy. So I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. And I may or may not do some embroidery around the neckline. If I do, it'll probably be like a laurel pattern or something of that sort. I don't think the rest of it needs it. And honestly, I think it would be distracting. So I think I'll do like a laurel pattern on the neck. That way you can kind of see it. It won't be super apparent since it's, you know, drapey, but I'm so happy. I left the tops of the ropes after I tacked them down with more thread. I just cut the tops off after I knotted them, so I'll probably brush that out. Yeah, see that? I'll brush that out and snip it to make it more fringy. And then on the bottom here, after I did the ruching, so I also pinned, or what do you call it? Tacks here at the top where the bottom of the armhole is. And then down here where the ruching is done, I tacked those as well. So it's ruched all the way up the side, split here near my hip. And then here are the ropes at the bottom, keeping them loose with, again, fringe. So there we go, there it is. If I decide to embroider it, I'll post some photos on my Instagram. But other than that, this is one of my coziest projects ever. I'm in love. It's a lot of fabric just kind of hanging out, but I love how it moves. I love how it looks. So awesome, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and other videos that I've done here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also click the bell notification button. That really, really helps. And let your friends know that this is a channel that you watch. Oh man, my hair is getting poofier by the second. Anyways, I will see y'all in the next video. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it'll be something. See you later.